everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how I had sized my Hello Kitty in the previous video and how I sliced her. Let's go ahead and get started. So I went and grabbed my image in Design Space. Now here she has all of her pieces separated. So what we have to do is we are going to put it all together and then size her. So we're going to ungroup, and what I like to do is I normally would go piece by piece and then group her so it doesn't move when I go to add something else. And they don't have to be completely perfect because you're going to because you're going to be sizing it anyway, and they'll just move along with you. What was what I'm trying to say? What was the nose? Okay. Once I have these kind of set, I'm going to highlight, group it. Alright, so this piece, it does not give me the ungroup option. So what I'm going to do is duplicate it 2 more times. And we're going to use our contour option. That will help us get rid of pieces we don't need. So for this piece, we'll move over to her sleeve. Now we'll do the same thing except for we're going to get rid of this piece and this one. So all I'm doing is just getting rid of the pieces that we had already used. So for this one, you would just get rid of this one and this one because we already have it in her outfit. So once you have those pieces set, you can go ahead and group them. And then go ahead and put this on top. Go ahead and group it. So now I'll go ahead and set it there. And now this is where the fun part begins. So we are going to move her. We're going to drag her to about 14. And I do not unlock it when you do that because then she'll get all wide and long and she'll be out of proportion. Okay. So now to the cut process. We are going to go ungroup everything. Now, if you would like this, I'll leave a link in the description where you can go ahead and get her from. Now with these pieces, I'll end up just grouping together. That way it's easier for me to cut. And I'll just group them together and move them to the bottom. I know, this can be time consuming. So now with this piece, I will go ahead and go to my shapes, grab my square, and make it big. click here, send it to the front. Now you necessarily don't need to move it to the front. It's still going to cut if the bow was still in the back. But this is just a way to make sure that your whole image is in this square. That way you don't cut it and it's off. Okay, so now I can move this closer. Again, that way when you go to cut, they're both together and you don't have to worry about if they're going to fit, if they're not going to fit. They're just together. Okay. Now with this piece, I'm going to take my circle shape. Just make sure it's in there. Go ahead and slice that. Same thing for this other glove. Now, I'll show you what I mean. You don't always have to move it to the front. So I'm just going to out-click here and highlight and hit slice. And see, it's still cut. But sometimes it's you don't want to just you don't want to chance it, especially being close to a different image or another piece. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cut this. So now I'll just move these pieces down closer. And I'll group these. And this we don't need to do anything with because we can move that down there. Now for this, we are going to cut this out. So we're just going to go back to our shapes. Now I do want to send this forward because I don't know, see how close. You just have to be careful where you're. Okay. There's that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to rotate her just a little bit so she kind of looks a little straight to me. And then I'm going to cut straight down. So you go back to your shapes. I'm using a lot of shapes. Now when you have something big like this, definitely make sure you okay. So now that we have that cut or lined up, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna highlight and slice it. Now in my video before, I did have it cut in half again, so I had like 4 pieces. That was only because I was using 8.5 by 11. If you are using a like a 12 by 12 or a longer piece of paper, you can just leave it like this. But in my case, I'm going to show you how I cut it in half, just in case you just prefer to use the 8.5 by 11. Now I will cut in between the whiskers. So I like where that is, so I'm going to go ahead and slice that. Okay. Again, I'm going to cut this side too. I'm going to do it in between the whiskers. Okay. I'm really excited because my next video that I'm going to be showing is how to build a LOL doll from cutting in Design Space, and then how I built her. I had previously made one, and I had a lot of requests for that one as well. So I'm really excited to show that one. Okay. So now we are going to take our back. And I will cut her into 4 pieces as well. Actually, I'm going to cut her in 3 pieces. So what I'm going to do is take my shape and I'm going to make this rectangle. It can get tricky, especially right here with the whiskers, because you don't want to cut them off. Alright, so I like where that is. We're going to send it to the front just to be sure. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and slice. What is it? Rubbers. So then with this one, I'm gonna cut her right down the face, like we did with our other one. So once you have all of your pieces sliced, make sure that you go ahead and save it. That way you don't have to go through the whole slicing and cutting unless you are going to do her smaller or if you're going to make her even extra bigger. So once you have all your pieces sliced and saved, you're going to hit make it. And this is where you can go ahead and rearrange anything. That way it's closer, you're saving paper. For this one, I'm just going to rotate it. And I'll rotate this one. Kind of get this closer together. That one's good. And I don't know why Design Space has been doing that. Where your pieces are kind of like half, but you know that they're completely there. So if it does happen to you, don't freak out. All your pieces will still cut out the same way that they're supposed to. That happened to me last time, and I was like, what is going on? I was like, do I have too many pieces? And I guess with the new update, it's going wacky. So, now that you probably have all your pieces cut out, you can go ahead and start building. My previous video does show how to put her together. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Drop a like. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I upload another video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And drop a comment down below and let me know what you would like to see done next. I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for joining me.